What is up, guys? Flossy Missiles here. In today's video, I'm going to be making a delete panel for my quarter glass. So basically my glass blew out when I was on the freeway a couple of videos ago. It already had a bunch of stress cracks in it and stuff, and it was ready to go, and the wind just literally blew it out. So I'm going to be making an aluminum delete panel for this quarter glass. And you can see you don't really use this one anyways because there's a cabinet right here, and people sit in the back, they still have all the other windows to look through, and they only have this much to look through anyways of this window. So we're going to delete it, and it's also useful if you ever want to mount some max tracks or the high lift jack or any kind of like camping accessory you can mount, because it's going to be an aluminum panel that'll be strong enough to hold. I'll show you what I'm making or how I'm going to be making it. I haven't got the aluminum yet. I'm about to head to the metal store right now and pick it up. But basically how I'm getting the measurements is I have one of these metal thickness gauges. It's a Miller thickness gauge. So as you can see, put this up here and it is 3/16 thick. So I gotta get a 3/16 sheet of aluminum, and the size of that is 38 by 17 inches. I'm gonna be cutting it with a jigsaw, and I also got a new seal from the bus depot. So I think we're gonna be in good shape. I'm gonna cover it in bed liner. That's what I'm thinking right now. At least cover it in bed liner. So it has like a textured look to it. And then paint it this color. This is a similar color to the color it is. It's close. But yeah, let's head to the metal store. Got the piece of aluminum all loaded up. Look how thick it is. This piece was $108, so not cheap, but definitely cheaper than buying one of these windows. Let's go ahead and get back to the workshop and we'll get this all cut out. Back home now, I got the piece of glass sitting on the piece of aluminum. I'm gonna go ahead and trace that out with the pencil, and we'll get to cut. And as you can see, this line right here is not completely straight on the glass, but the bottom one is, so that'll be nice. Save me from cutting all that. Also, if you notice in the OEM Volkswagen glass, there's a weird bump in it right there. Not too big of a deal though, but let's get this traced out. Now I'm left with a beautiful line to cut out. If you don't want to scratch up your fresh aluminum, you can get some tape and put it on the bottom of your jigsaw just to protect so it won't be metal on metal. Okay, the piece is now all cut out. I was using the jigsaw first, but it wasn't cutting it, literally. So I had to switch to the grinder, which I don't like because there's metal dust everywhere. It's not good to breathe that stuff in. And then the flap disc to get the corners nice, like this one. Look at that beautiful corner, or that beautiful, oh, that one's all right. But anyways, piece is all cut out. I think I'm gonna round the edges off a little more around the whole entire piece, just like the piece of glass. Where is it? See the corners? Ah, they're not that rounded actually. Maybe I'll leave it. I just do one more pass with the flap around the corners just to get them a little more knocked down. That probably took, I don't know, 20 minutes to cut out, maybe 30? I don't know, probably 20 minutes. I hate cutting aluminum. It's such a pain. It's all stuck in my shirt now, if you can see that. So, yeah, and I gotta sweep this whole area up because I don't want all this aluminum dust in here. But we're getting close. I just set the piece of glass on top of it, and it's just a little tiny bit fat in the corners. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just barely trim those corners up a little bit with the flapper. And this thing's like an exact fit. It fits super nice. On to the next step. Since I am gonna be spraying with bed liner, I do want it to stick. I wiped it down with acetone to get all the grease off and all the junk off of it basically. Now I'm gonna hit it with some 220 grit on my little sander, so I'll be spreading around any grease or any wax or whatever was on this thing beforehand. And so yeah, we'll get some scratches put into it, front and back, and then we can get it all prepped and ready for paint. Beautiful, that's what it looks like all sanded out in 220. I went ahead and tossed the window seal on it so I can mark all the way around it with a pencil again, and tape off all the area that I don't want the truck bed liner to get on, because I want to be able to seal nice and tight like that. And so yeah, I'll tape that off once I pull the seal off and all that stuff, and yeah, it should be all good. I'm gonna do the front and back side just because I don't want bed liner all the way down to the bottom and maybe not creating such a good seal. I don't know if this is overkill or not, but that's what I'm doing. I want to paint both sides on the same go, so this is how I have it taped up. Most of the weight's on the stand, of course, and I got 2 pieces of tape that are going up to the ceiling that's kind of holding it in place. I'm gonna go ahead and start applying the truck liner. Alright, so I just got finished painting it. It literally turned out terrible. It said it was truck liner, but it was more like a rubberized coating and not like, I don't know, rough like I wanted it to be. And the paint did not like go on it nice at all. It looks like trash. I'm probably gonna scrape all this off and redo it. Okay, I poured some citrus strip on here and I'm just with a razor blade removing all of it. It's kind of coming off like glassy dip. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and try this again. I think I'm gonna take it down to like 180 instead of 220. Maybe it'll grip better and set up better, but also the stuff was too rubbery. It was like undercoating and not really like truck bed liner like I wanted it to be. I wanted some texture, some roughness, but it just came out like all rubbery and weird. Kind of sucks because I'm gonna spend like an extra whatever hour doing this and then prepping it again and then painting it. Plus the truck liner was $10 for that one can, which is kind of a bummer. But it is what it is, live and learn. So I got all that old bed liner and paint off and then sanded it down with some 180 grit, wiped it down with some acetone. Now I'm about to hit it with the Stone Look Rust-Oleum. So we'll see how it turns out. Just did my first coat of that Rust-Oleum Stone spray paint. Dude, it looks awesome. This is exactly what I wanted with the original bed liner and flat paint look. But yeah, it's textured and it looks really, really cool. I think it'll blend well with, well, my bus is not there, my bus is inside. But I think it'll mix really well with the beige upper half and then how it's darker below. But yeah, see if I can get close. It looks awesome. I couldn't be more happy with the way this is turning out now. So I think it's dry enough now. I just put the seal on, well, it's halfway on. Put on all the corners first and then worked it around all the way. So it's fully seated. Then we're gonna wrap some string in this channel right here, right there. And we're gonna try to put it in. I don't know if I'm gonna take out that closet or not, but it's gonna be close either way. Okay, it's in now. So Allie's been hitting the outside of the seal and pushing on it wherever I'm at on the inside. And I'll show you what the inside looks like. I got a big piece of like fishing line, it's like for shark or something. And I'm yanking that through and that's the last bit right there that I have to do. And then it is fully installed. So Allie, push in the middle of the front corners. Yeah. Boom. And we are done. Yep, the seal is all the way in. What a relief. So I had to end up dropping this cabinet and sliding this one out. I went ahead and moved the bed anyways because I had a bunch of glass underneath of it. But it is fully installed. My hands are hurting from pulling on that fishing line. But woo! That looks sweet. Delete panel finally installed. That looks really cool. Well, I hope you guys like this week's video. I'm pretty stoked on this thing. It gives this thing a really unique look. I've never really seen too many of them. I've seen a few online, but never seen one in person. Now this is metal, so I can literally drill holes in this, put bolts in it. I could bolt up anything I wanted to it, and yeah, it should hold. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more car content. Thank you so much for watching.